Darling.
And I'm John Gilbert.
Are you sure about that?
What?
Are you sure that your name is John? When was the last time you checked?
What are you talking about, Hollis? Like, check with my parents?
No, like with the script. This is my week. Mama's calling the shots, so now read your name off the prompter like a good boy.
Okay. Hello, I'm John Gilfart, a.k.a. the Pillsbury Blowboy. And this is breaking news. Hollis, what is this?
I'm taking the reins this week, Johnny Appleseed. This week's episode is about privilege, something that you do not know about, seeing as you look like the smiling teen on the cover of a geometry textbook.
Algebra.
What?
It's the Prentice Hall Algebra 2007 4th edition. I played Bill. I had 4 apples and had to get rid of 2. I don't want to talk about it. I've done some things for money that I'm not proud of.
All right, I was joking. You were really in an algebra textbook? You know, all right, forget it. Scrooge McFuckboy. This episode isn't about that. It's about teaching you a goddamn lesson.
About what? Privilege? Hollis, don't belittle me. The Jismanian devil. Really?
Do you even understand what I mean when I say privilege?
Yes. Webster's dictionary defines privilege as a moving staircase consisting of an endlessly circulating belt of steps driven by a motor, conveying people between the floors of a public building.
Hold on. What was that? I wasn't listening fully. Can you please repeat that for me?
For sure. Webster's dictionary defines privilege as, quote, a moving staircase consisting of an endlessly circulating belt of steps driven by a motor conveying people between the floors of a public building. This I swear by my own name, Benedict Cumin-Pants.
All right, Mr. Cumin-Pants, you just defined the word escalator twice, and that was 2 more times than you were supposed to.
I must have memorized it wrong.
Oh, John, you straight white whale. Call me Ishmael because I'm about to harpoon you with knowledge. Although your lack of awareness is comical, privilege is something every American needs to understand. Privilege comes in many forms. It determines the goals you can easily and realistically achieve, and it impacts everyone every day of their life. For example, you, Santa's little douchebag, are more likely to succeed in your field of choice because of the privilege you were born with. Your upper middle class upbringing, your pasty white flesh, your choice of heterosexual lifestyle.
The fact that I have to stand up to pee?
Male privilege, yes, but actually I also stand up to pee. More mess, more fun.
All right, so what you're saying is that I only got where I am because I just so happened to be born a straight white guy? I work hard. I get up so early.
This is what I was afraid of. You're still not getting it. Boys, bring out the props. And by boys, I mean Delaney, who is not a boy. All right, don't touch these are mine.
But Johnny gets a yo-yo.
No, are you good at yo-yo, John? Do you like to yo? Does it make you happy?
I love yo-yos. They're string frisbees.
Can you walk the dog, John?
Oh, you mean the American yo-yo trick, walk the dog? Involving the yo-yo body and rolling it along a surface like a table or sidewalk, such as you would walk a dog. The dog being the yo-yo in this particular case, yes, I can do that.
Oh, yeah. You want to walk the dog, John? Why don't you walk the dog, John? Take it around the block. Bring a plastic baggie for the dog.
I would very much like to do that. I would love to walk the dog. Can I name it Tammy?
What?
The dog. Can I name it Tammy?
Do you mean the body of the yo-yo?
Yeah. Can I name it Tammy, please?
All right, sure you can, big boy.
Oh, wow.
Why don't you choose a yo-yo, John? You like the blue one?
Yeah, geez, I want the blue one. It's a Dunkin' Butterfly.
Those yo-yos aren't for you, John. You have to do it with this one.
But where's the rest of it? Where's the Tammy part? How am I to if I have not the resources? Where's Tammy?
That's the point, John. Some people don't get a Tammy, and they're expected to walk Tammy and to know how to walk Tammy when Tammy isn't there. And even if they got a Tammy, they wouldn't know how to walk it because they were never taught how. You take your Tammy for granted.
Oh, I think I get it. I'm so used to having a Tammy that it didn't even occur to me that some people don't have the privilege of walking Tammy. Wait a second.
There he is. There's my baby boy, rounding the finish line.
There's that word, privilege.
Yeah.
Tammy was privileged all along. Why didn't you tell me?
I wanted you to get there on your own, Atticus bitch. I knew you could.
So let's unpack this. I get how Tammy works in general, but how does Tammy manifest in my life?
Okay, first of all, I'm nixing this whole Tammy analogy. It was fun while it lasted, but it's getting tired. Let's put it to bed.
All right, fine. How does privilege manifest in my life?
Well, for starters, ugly cuckling. Have you ever gotten pulled over by the police with little to no evidence of a crime?
No.
Have you ever been rejected from a job or a program because of circumstances you can't control, like your race or your gender or your sexuality?
No,
As
guess
a
not.
matter of fact, John, how did you get this job?
Oh, well,
Because I had to pitch myself to the producers for months leading up to hiring. I have to schmooze the writers to give me anything more than filler jokes and lines. I may act like I don't care, but I had to work my ass off to get behind this desk.
Wow. Hollis, I had no idea. I literally just had to ask for the job.
Exactly. It can be hard to recognize privilege when it's always been given to you without a second thought.
I think I'm starting to see that. Hollis?
Yeah, unwanted Franco brother.
Was there ever really a Tammy?
Sure there was, kiddo. At least, I choose to believe so. Hey.
Welcome home, Tammy.
Here's the news.
In a recent act of political rebellion, Arizona Senator Jeff Flake publicly came out against Trump in a speech on the Senate floor, stating, "I won't be complicit or silent." This is apparently in direct opposition to his stance the previous 8 months of strict silence and complicity.
Scientists say carbon dioxide emissions have caused higher acidity in ocean waters, a change which could cause devastating damage to all sea life. I sure hope these Sour Patch watermelons don't do anything like that to my stomach.
Scientists have recently discovered that oysters can hear and are very stressed out. In completely unrelated news, they also discovered oysters have CNN.
In a new report released by the Daily Mail, it was revealed that the Trump White House has spent $1.75 million on furniture since Trump entered office in January. A story like this gives a new meaning to the phrase, "Holy shit, that's a lot of money to spend on furniture."
A professor from the University of Illinois, Rochelle Gutierrez, claimed in a recent anthology directed at teachers that mathematics itself operates as whiteness, and that the teaching of math perpetuates white privilege. To which Emerson College responded, "See, we're diverse."
An Oklahoma office building discovered an angry, hissing bobcat in their bathroom, but to be fair, they did not knock.
In response to allegations that he assaulted a 14-year-old actor as an adult, Kevin Spacey apologized on Twitter, and in the same tweet, came out as gay. This has been cited as the most inappropriate time to come out since my friend said, "I'm gay," when asked if he knew the Heimlich maneuver right before I died of choking.
Sorry, I didn't know what to do in that situation. 10-day-old kitten Cluck has inspired many to raise money for an emergency surgery to construct her an anus, which she was born without, already raising about $500 of her $4,000 goal. Meanwhile, I can't even get a text back.
A New York law called the Cabaret Law that has banned dancing in bars since 1926 is expected to get repealed by the City Council in the following few days. The language of the repeal apparently reads as follows. Now I gotta cut loose, foot loose, kick off the Sunday shoes. Please, Louise, pull me off of my knees. Jack, get back, come on before we crack. Lose your blues, everybody cut a foot loose.
That sounds pretty familiar.
Yeah.
A recent University of Buffalo study has discovered that several fish in the Great Lakes region were found with antidepressant drugs in their brains as a result of human urine. Yeah, you heard me right. You're so depressed that even your piss is making tuna want to take Xanax.
A U.S. man who attempted to join ISIS but then changed his mind on the flight there has been sent to jail for 20 years. You know, it's like when you're at a restaurant and you order the first thing you see on the menu, but then you see something better at the table next to you, and then you go to prison for decades because you joined a death cult.
Yeah, Arby's has announced that it will sell deer burgers nationwide for one day and one day only. The stunt is a great way to introduce their new slogan, Arby's, we're not even pretending these burgers are cow anymore. And that's the news. With the academic school year in full swing, many schools across the country have begun hosting career days. Now established in our careers here at Breaking News, this has got us thinking back to what we wanted to be when we were young. I, for one, wanted to be a world champion bodybuilder, and as you can see, it's a work in progress. Be patient. What about you, John? Did you want to be anything?
Hollis, I think I've already mentioned that Breaking News host is the only job I've ever wanted.
Hey, buddy, that's kind of really sad. You didn't want to be anything else?
Well, I did have this dream once, but people told me it was dumb.
I bet it's not dumb.
Well, I wanted to become the country of Italy.
Oh, I spoke too soon.
What?
What? My cue? Oh, cool. Okay, here to talk about what she wants to be when she grows up is second grader Abigail. Hi, Abigail. Welcome to Breaking News.
Thank you for having me.
I love your pigtails.
So, Abigail, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you want to be when you grow up?
Okay, my name is Abigail. I'm 7 years old, and when I grow up, I want to be a straight white male.
A straight white male. Is there any reasoning behind this?
Well, my mommy says it's really easy to be a straight white male.
I mean, I wouldn't say easy.
John? I mean, I'm on board with you, Abigail, but what specifically about straight white males is so appealing to you?
My mommy says that if I were a straight white male, then I wouldn't get 78 cents on the dollar. I would just get the whole dollar.
What? That can't be true. I mean, everybody gets $1 for a job well done.
You'd be surprised, man.
Hey guys, sorry to interrupt. Your paychecks just came in.
Oh, man. John Gilfart, that's you. I'm Hollis.
Okay.
Ooh, oh.
Ooh.
What? 78 cents?
$1. Okay, fair point. I think I understand now. Dollars are for everyone, but not everyone gets them.
And I need all the dollars I could get to have to support a family of 5. 3 girls, Matilda, Megan, and Holly, and a boy named Jack. Oh, Jack, what a lad. I'd be bringing home the literal and metaphorical bacon, cooking it up and playing hot potato with them with a literal hot potato because I'm a family man.
Sorry, what?
I'm really trying to understand all of this. So, correct me if I'm wrong,
Oh, boy.
but the hot potato is the literal patriarchy.
Damn it, John, no. Is that really what you took away from all of that? You know, never mind, I don't have time. Abigail, sorry. You kind of lost me on that one. Would you mind kind of elaborating a bit more for me?
Well, if I was a straight white male, my mommy says that I could walk down the street without fearing for my safety.
Okay, yes, I'm with you there.
Wait, so what you're telling me is that you don't feel safe walking down the street?
Yes, John boy, that's correct.
Actually, that makes so much sense.
Really?
But of course, it reminds me of the time I was rollerblading at breakneck speed down the Via Appia in broad daylight when a group of angry French tourists began to throw stale baguettes at me. I haven't looked at a baguette the same way since.
John, despite your tragic past, your fear has nothing to do with the everyday fear women face of being harassed by men on the street and pretty much literally anywhere we go.
Oh my God, I had no idea. So basically it's a fear that never goes away.
Well, if I was a straight white male, I wouldn't have to be afraid. Instead, a group of chefs would fear me as I threw pots and pans at them while cursing at their failed attempts to master the art of culinary excellency on 4 different reality TV shows. Your special has now become not very special thanks to Dickface over there. Hurry up, Giovanni!
Okay, and you lost me yet again.
Wait, I actually think I got this one.
How? How could you possibly get any, I don't care. Let's hear, go for it, buddy. What did you get from that?
Well, Hollis,
Yes, I'm listening.
Giovanni
Yes?
is the patriarchy.
No. I mean, well, okay, kind of, because he's a man, but not in the way that you understand it. Abigail, while I do appreciate a good Scottish accent, job well done, by the way, I feel like your examples aren't really specific to all straight white males. What exactly did your mother tell you?
Well, my mommy told me if I were a straight white male, I could stretch all the way out on the subway, taking up 3, maybe 4 seats to assert my male dominance, or I'd be able to comment on women's reproductive systems, forcing them into a barbaric legal battle over their bodies, or I could crack a one-liner and always get laughs.
Wow, really well spoken. I completely feel you on all of those issues.
Thank you.
Yeah, this time everything actually makes sense to me.
Come on, John, let's be real with each other here, okay?
No, wait, watch this. So I was walking in the library the other day and I was like, that's a lot of books!
Wow! John, you actually got it this time. I'm proud of you, buddy.
What? Sorry, I heard one-liner and decided to try my new bits in front of the audience. Safe to say, I crushed it.
God damn it. God damn it.
Oh, and if I were a straight white male, I could even become one of the highest paid culinary professionals with over 16 Michelin stars to my Scottish name.
Okay, this one actually doesn't make sense to me.
Wait, Abigail, do you just want to become a straight white male because you really want to be some sort of master chef like
Gordon Ramsay!
Oh, I love that guy.
Well, I don't know. I guess you're right. My mommy always has his shows on when I'm doing homework or eating my dinner, and when she's talking about the patriarchy and gender inequality. I just thought I wanted to be a straight white man, but I guess I just want to be Gordon Ramsay, my favorite straight white man.
Well, I hate to break it to you, kid, but Gordon Ramsay already exists, so you can't really be him.
Thanks for mansplaining it for me.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Well,
that when...
I personally believe that you can do it, Abigail. With your spunk and creativity and charm, I think you could be the next Gordon Ramsay.
The Girlden Ramsay.
You know what? You're right, Hollis. Even if I can't be Gordon Ramsay, I can still be as great as he is. If this steak were any more overcooked, I'd have to wear it as a belt.
Abigail, everyone! Woo! So, as we've already established, this episode's theme is privilege.
Yes, it is. And what better way to explore privilege than by doing some investigative journalism into the newly released JFK papers?
Excuse me?
I said this was my episode, Johnny Rocket, and if I want to use this time to cover a story that is close and personal to my heart, even though it veers off the theme of the episode slightly, then that is what we are going to do.
Okay.
Let's see what happens when John and I take on the underbelly of the system and try to crack the uncrackable, the murder of our hottest president ever.
I'm pretty into Taft myself.
Today we're here at the John F. Kennedy Museum and Library to celebrate the life and death of America's hottest president and my personal idol.
We have the pleasure of interviewing Professor Mord Assassinato, famous for being a leading expert on John F. Kennedy and his killing, and famous for never leaving his literal cave of a home. How do we draw him out? With the promise of 150 views on YouTube. Come on over, Mord. You need help?
No.
I'm good with zippers. So Mord, let's bite the bullet and jump right in. Now there's a lot of speculation surrounding the death of our hottest president ever, JFK.
And with the new documents being released, there's even more speculation afoot.
Yes, and what people are curious about is the path of the bullet. Is it really possible for the bullet to hit both the governor and JFK, our hottest president?
Well, from the position I was in, I mean the way I saw it. I mean from my position. No, it certainly seems impossible. But very few people know that there was a rare and cutting-edge technology available at the time called remote control bullets.
Fascinating. Could you tell us a little bit more about how these bullets could have killed our beefcake in chief?
Well, as long as you have the nimble thumbs of a colonial seamstress, and I don't know, training, precision, and a vendetta against a drop-dead gorgeous Irish bastard with even more gorgeous eyes. Actually, let me show you. All right. So let's say this is me, and this is VFW.
You mean JFK?
The mortals think I'm an idiot. This is me. I've got my remote, so, I can make my bullet go anywhere I wish.
Wait, I'm sorry, wait. So if you have the remote control, then we're talking about you being the shooter.
Anyway, the point is, I just put 2 AA batteries in this remote. And I can make it go up, I can make it go down, I can make it go through one body, I can make it go through one body twice.
Okay, so
I could make it go west at an easternmostly speed
Okay.
while cutting through a nor'easter,
All right,
and then bring it back south.
Let's move on to something else. Do you think that Lee Harvey Oswald was the shooter?
Damn that attention whore! Sorry. I have my suspicions. But I can say with certainty that Jack Ruby is the guy that killed Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah, that's well-known information there.
Correct. So, you think that it wasn't Oswald?
Well, in my experience, a guy like that couldn't pull something like this off. You have to be exceptional, smart, an overall cool cat, and handsome.
That part's important. What would you say the motive of this pretty cool person would be?
Well, look, sometimes it doesn't take a lot to start thinking about killing people.
Excuse me?
But sometimes it does take a lot, and I think that's what happened here.
Alright, elaborate, I guess.
maybe this John character was at a lunch counter one day, and the lunch counter boy accidentally gave him lemon meringue instead of cherry. And John says, "Oh, that's fine. Everybody makes mistakes. I love Boston." And then the lunch counter boy says, he explains that he made the mistake because he's been tired because he's been studying for his Class D truck driver's license exam. And maybe John says, "Oh, that's great. Why don't you come out with drinks for me tonight to celebrate? I love Boston." And then, maybe the two of them went out, and the boy ended up drinking a few too many brewskis and a way too many liquors. And then, he ends up failing his Class D truck driver's license exam. And maybe this John character called me up the next day and said, "Oh, that's fine. Everybody makes mistakes. I love Boston." Even though, it's John's fault that the lunch counter boy failed his Class D truck driver's license exam. And then maybe everything was all good until this John character decides to walk into my lunch counter, and then, lunch counter boy sees his stupid hot 10-10 face, and then the lunch counter boy realized that he doesn't have anything. Not a hot face, not a Class D driver's license, not a Class C driver's license. That could have happened.
This sounded very autobiographical.
Come on, Hollis. That was obviously a hypothetical, and I loved it. Such depth.
Jonathan, this man is a leading expert on JFK because he killed JFK.
Woo!
Alright, look, Mord, we know you killed JFK, our hottest president ever.
The man who really killed JFK? He's right over there!
Oh, God damn it! You know what's crazy? I actually ended up sharing an Uber pool with that guy like 2 days later.
What?
Yeah, he's actually pretty chill.
Hollis, he killed JFK.
Tomato, tomato, murder, murder. It's all subjective.
I can't believe how inappropriate you're being.
That's actually something I get a lot.
Well, anyway, moving right along, here. A recent NPR study shows that over 55% of white Americans believe that white people face discrimination.
This comes at an especially tumultuous time for race relations with Nazi rallies and the Charlottesville white national protest.
Here to shed some new light on this study, our political correspondent, Janice Kranis.
Thanks so much for having me, John.
Now, you've been trying to get on the show for a while.
Oh, that is correct. Ever since Donald was elected, I've been gunning to be on the show, but you're just too afraid to hear a different viewpoint.
Disclaimer for the viewers, when she says gunning, she means it literally. She has brought a gun here many times before.
Open carry, bitches.
All right. All right, Janice, we brought you on today to discuss the recent NPR study citing that 55% of white Americans feel as though white people are discriminated against.
I'm sorry, I don't believe we've had the pleasure of meeting. Your name is?
Hollis.
Hollis?
Hollis.
Hollis. That's nice. So is that like a family name?
No, it's just my name.
Are you sure it's not like the name of your people?
Okay, can we please talk about the study?
Oh, yes! Isn't it tragic? My heart breaks for people like that just might face true struggle like this. I mean, of course, I don't know how it might feel to be discriminated, but I'm actually 1/64th Caucasian, so I guess we do have something in common.
Janice, you don't have to say Caucasian.
Oh, yes, I do, John. It's my duty as an ally.
Duty. So, do you think white people are being discriminated against?
Oh, take a look around you. Hollis, Caucasian youth run around streets at night without adult supervision. They've received too many slaps on the wrist from society for my liking, And frankly, we can't just sit around and do nothing but watch the suffering of disenfranchised white people.
Let me stop you right there, Janice. Only 19% of white people believe they've actually faced racial discrimination, and even that is ridiculous. Discrimination today is majorly felt by people of color.
First of all, John, do you know what 19% of a billion is? That's like 190 million people discriminated.
There are not a billion people in the United States.
John, let me steer your attention towards something quite concerning. You don't call that discrimination? Look at that man that's been punched. People like this are everywhere. They're your mechanic, they're your doctor, they're your uncle. They're everywhere.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
You understand, Hollis. No white man deserves to get punched. Why can't we live in a world where they roam free like their nomadic ancestors? That's why I'm here to promote my new organization, Carecasian.
Oh, no.
Empathy for white people.
You're here to what?
A Carecasian was founded on the principle that white people are just like everyone else. When we see them get punched in the media, we have to humanize them.
He's become kind of a symbol.
You see, that man's name was Thomas. He was born in New Jersey. He had a pet hamster, and his favorite movie is Over the Edge. Now that you know a little bit more, has your opinion on Thomas changed?
Not even in the slightest, no.
Well, Hollis, I encourage you to come to Carecasian's annual summit, Saturday, November 4th, in the basement of the Johnny Rockets off of Route 71.
I will not.
Wait, I love Johnny Rockets.
John, don't fall for it. God, whose side are you on?
You're right. Hollis, I value the integrity of...
Hey, can I touch your hair?
Excuse me?
It's just so straight.
You do have nice hair.
Absolutely not.
Wow, you're nowhere near as cool as Tristan,
And who is Tristan?
the co-founder of Carecasian, and also my white friend. He's so rad. He introduced me to some of my favorite tunes like Imagine Dragons and the Chainsmokers. It's not a big deal, but over the summer he let me try avocado toast.
These are just things white people happen to like. As a group of people, we are not struggling.
Oh, Hollis, don't try and minimize your own oppression. You see it everywhere.
Haven't you heard of white privilege?
Privilege. The only privilege I know of white people having is their heritage. For instance, Hollis, where are you from?
Vermont.
No, but like, where are you really from? Where are your ancestors from? Where is home?
Vermont. Or England, I guess.
England! There's so much history in England that should be respected. I think of the crumpets and the Queen and a Doctor Who. These are all parts of your culture that you should embrace, but they're always being appropriated.
Janice, you're completely disregarding the rampant cultural appropriation felt by people of color. Entire cultures are being turned into Halloween costumes as a joke. Take this, for example. In what world is that excusable?
Interesting counter-argument, John. But the culture of the whites is also being turned into a costume. Have you seen this?
That's a picture of our correspondent.
That's fine.
See? The haters are everywhere.
All right, Janice, I think we've heard enough. You're ignoring real oppression that's going on in order to fit your narrative.
Also, you're generalizing a group of people based on the stereotypes associated with them. You're looking down on them for obscure reasons, and you're only seeing them for their race. It's disturbing, and oh, wait, I get how racism works. I get it now. Oh.
Yeah, trust me, y'all. You don't get it.
Wait, Arasha? It was you the whole time?
Oh, was this whole ruse just to teach us a lesson?
I'll never tell.
So wait, you started a white power organization just to teach us a lesson?
You're welcome.
Janice, everybody!
everybody!
Be right back.
We'll be right back.
That's my line.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back, folks. We sure did learn a lot about privilege today, didn't we, Vanilla Lice?
Yes, we did, Hollis. Yes, we did. You know, I feel like I've really grown as a person since that yo-yo fiasco a few years back.
That was the beginning of the episode, John. The episode we started literally 30 minutes ago.
Was it? Incredible. I feel like a new man. Or woman.
All right, that is not what I was trying to get across there.
To quote one of my favorite experts in the field of gender studies, Michael Kimmel, I don't know if you've heard of him.
He's got glasses. Great, cool.
Privilege is invisible to those who have it. But today, I have donned some clearer glasses. I refuse to be complicit in a discriminatory system any longer.
Wow, you're not just throwing around woke jargon. You actually know what you're saying?
Oh, yes, Hollis. I understand that although I may be a very hardworking boy, there are other people out there, just as, if not more, qualified than me, who are unable to reach the same goals due to a lack of resources and opportunities, which is the result of serious, systemic prejudice in this country.
All right, my boy. Looks like you really did it. You got through.
I, McDonald's,
Yep.
have never been subjected to anything near the different kinds of discrimination faced by marginalized groups. I've never been the victim of a racially based hate crime. I don't know what it's like to have to fight for reproductive health care.
You've never had to sneak a tampon in on stage during Acorn Valley Junior High's production of My Fair Lady. That was fucking difficult.
Exactly. I've never feared persecution for my religious views or my sexual orientation. I've never known the pain of a broken home.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
I don't even have to worry about things that some of my peers deal with on a daily basis. My mother still makes my lunch. SpaghettiOs every day.
John, we're in college.
My mother took it upon herself to pose as an undergraduate and move into the dorm next door so I would always have support system close by.
What?
She cooks, she cleans, she writes my papers sometimes.
Wait, have I met her?
Yeah, you know Ruth?
Yeah, I love Ruth. She's always offering me to make soup for me. Oh my God, Ruth is your mom?
Kind of.
That's great. I did a body shot off of your mom last weekend.
Wait, where?
David's pool party. Ooh, you weren't invited.
I wasn't invited to that.
Okay, John, your dope mom aside, I hope you can carry what you've learned with you and apply it to your life here.
It's convenient you say that, Holly Pocket.
Absolutely goddamn fucking not.
Now that my eyes have been opened, I cannot sit idly by and allow my fellow Americans to suffer under this.
Well, you know, that discrimination takes place every day in this country, and also in other countries.
Frankly, I'm appalled at this school and this country for not doing something to address this issue sooner. That's why I've decided to take it upon myself to fix the problem.
John, do you think that you're the first person to want to dismantle the institution?
I want to let everyone in the studio at home know that I will actually be teaching a course here at Emerson College entitled John's Hot Take, a brave exploration into a country racked by prejudice.
So now that you've sat through a full 30 minutes of privilege-related content, you're suddenly an authority figure on it?
Well, I wouldn't say that.
This is exactly the problem with people who claim to understand their privilege when actually they just want to look like they understand their privilege.
But I let people put me in my place sometimes, and now I know better.
Oh, sweet, misguided Lil Bo creep. You can't possibly know better just like that. Just like checking your privilege isn't something you can learn from a book. There are no flashcards.
Until now. John's Hot Take, the flashcard series. Buy now for $29.99. Come to my 2-hour lecture circuit. No one else will be allowed to speak until the establishment is dismantled.
Okay, let's say you teach this ridiculous class what happens to be when you're asked to speak. What happens when you're asked to speak to the experience of a person of color?
I could guess.
John? No? That would be incredibly disrespectful and also exactly what needs to be avoided. You are a white man. You cannot fathom what it's like to be anything else. That's what privilege means. It's not your place to try and take charge of the conversation because there are fundamental parts of the conversation that you cannot get.
I can't?
You can't.
Can you?
Not really. I'm a woman, so there's a bunch of stuff that I know that you don't.
Well, like where babies come from.
I'm not gonna dive into that right now. I'll talk to Ruth about that. I can speak to the female experience, but even within that identity, there's a bunch of smaller categories that I don't fall into.
Like female truck driver.
I was thinking more like trans women, disabled women, women of color. I can't speak to the experience of any woman that has a different intersectional identity than me.
Intersex what?
Intersectional. It's a term used to describe the millions of different ways a person can identify. You can be a Jewish trans black man, you can be a queer, gender non-binary Japanese person, you can be a straight white man, boy from Virginia who is trying his best.
I am trying.
I know. I know, buddy.
So, if I can't be the authority, and you can't be the authority, then who can give me all the answers?
No one, John, the world is
Hang on, I've got it. Give me a sec.
Okay.
Hello, Mama.
Oh, tell her hi.
Yes, it's your baby boy. Mama, can't be too cutesy, I'm on TV.
Where did this accent come from?
I'm from Virginia. Anyway, you've been watching? You don't know all the answers? Oh, okay. I guess. By the way, my SpaghettiOs were cold the other day. No, it's okay, Ma. I'm not mad. Just a little disappointed. Okay. No, I love you the most. Bye-bye.
So?
She said it's a complex web of societal chaos, and no one has all the answers.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do? I just want to help.
That's what matters, but you can't just want to. You have to check yourself. You have to change the habits you don't recognize are ingrained. It's important to not use that goddamn accent.
Be the best I can be?
Not interrupt people. And also not assume you know everything. Not take it upon yourself to fix a problem that you individually aren't equipped to fix. You can start by listening instead of talking.
So I just...
Shh.
Oh. But
I'm Hollis Westling.
And I'm...
Cloudy with the chance of meatball, blue balls, Gilbert.
Damn it.
Good night!